Hello, I'm just doing a little catch up. We're now in half term. Just taking my little bauble out. We're now in half term, and we're on Monday, and we've done very well with the transition between term time and half term. I'm very proud of us because I think we've done very well, just slipping into the other routine that we have in place. So I went to weigh in today, and I'm now 10 stone 8 pounds. So that means I think since last time I weighed in, or like last time I did a weigh in video, excuse me, I think it was about £1.5 pound that I lost since last time. So I'm really happy. And it hasn't been particularly tricky or hard. And there was one day I had where I wasn't really paying any attention hugely to what I was eating, and just went through the day, and then I realised at the other end of the day, I sort of counted up everything I'd done and realised that I'd had 1 healthy extra B, 1 healthy extra A, and 14 sins very naturally, which I was really proud of myself for getting to the stage where I've habitually just sort of basically eat on plan. So that's been really nice. And I've been working a lot on recognising that I probably won't get to the point where I kind of drop as far as I used to ever again, because of my habits that I've built up so much. I've started to liken them to kind of a safety net that's kind of going to catch you if you start to fall. So the other day I had a really bad day, and I got to the stage where I was going to go and get chocolate and crisps to help me out, and I went to the place where I got to the stage where I was going to get it, and I got there and I ended up buying Twiglets. And so my I was in no way or means kind of in a position of willpower usage at all. I was literally just going to get whatever I wanted, and my body drove me towards the Twiglets, and the Twiglets were was a little bit of me annoyed at the fact that my body was looking after me so much in that regard that it didn't kind of make me eat the chocolate and the crisps. But I can't now, because that habit's formed over time, that I can't now unwire that bit, so I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to unwire it, I'm going to leave that in place now. So the Twiglets were really great because of course they were there's no sugar and 4.5 sins for a pack of Twiglets. So that's that's an incredibly good option, and whole grain too. So, you know, I wouldn't say they're a savvy sin, but pretty close. So I was very impressed with my brain to get to myself to, even though I was really struggling, really mentally, really hard, I actually found myself looking after myself in a very positive way. So I was very happy with that, and it's given me great confidence to think that I've started to build in good solid habits. I'm not going to completely rest on them so much that I'm never going to count ever again, but I'm just going to recognise that I'm safer around foods because I've built in new habits and new sort of safety mechanisms. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty positive because I feel less scared that I'm going to relapse because I've got more stuff in place. I think that's my little boy coming in. Please, a second. Okay. So yeah, and so the challenges I have this week are, we've just had a weekend off, which was very nice. My mum and dad took the kids for the Saturday night, the Sunday and the Sunday night, and they brought them back on Monday. So we've just had an evening off and a whole day and a morning, which is incredible, which is really, really nice of them. My mum and dad are really putting really lots of effort in to making sure that we get a bit more time off, which is incredible. But the downside of that is I really struggle with time off. I really find it really hard, and when I have time off, I just, I am really scared to get back to it again. So it's sort of easier to keep in the routine than it is to come out of it. I know I have to have time out because otherwise I'm going to get overstressed and I'm going to get ill, and I'm not going to look after myself well enough. So I know I've got to have it, but it's very hard to take it. I feel it's really hard then to sort of put yourself right back into it again. So one of the ways I recognise is I have to make sure that I don't put myself too far back in. So I have to make sure when I've had time off, when I go back to the routine, I have to make sure I take something out. So I'm not doing everything all the time, because that way it's a good idea, because I can then start to reduce my workload. So we're in half term at the moment, so that's good. I'm going to spread out the cooking so that it's not done in bulk loads of batch cooks. I'm going to just spread it out a little bit, so it's a little bit every day. That's not normally plausible when it's school time, because obviously I'm at work, so I haven't got any choice of kind of building it up. Whereas during the half term, I'm only at work for half the day, so my partner comes in at 1:30. 12 with the kids, and then we swap out. So I'm off home at 1:30, and I get home and have my lunch, and I'm normally whereas school I'm off to and get the kids at 3, and then therefore we're usually, because it's nice to go and have some time out, we go and have some time go to the park or go to the library, because it's usually quite a long day. So you don't really get a lot of chance to kind of do cooking. By the time you get back, you just need to do it quickly. Whereas the half term gives me an opportunity to do a bit more slower cooking. So I've got my little bauble, which is Bee Sparkling this Christmas, which you're supposed to sort of put around somewhere. You can kind of hang it up on a wall, or put it on your Christmas tree, or put it somewhere you can see it. And I'm going to, my Christmas gift to me is to be 10 stone and to see 9 stone something. Because I think in my head, if I say 10 stone, there's a bit of me that goes, well, I'm 10 stone anyway. At the moment I'm 10 stone 8, so I'm 10.5. So I think my aim is to see 9 at the beginning of my weight, then in my head I'm aware that I'm not there yet, because at the moment I see 10 at the beginning of my weight. And I think sitting at 10 stone will be a really positive thing for me, and I think it will be achievable. I'm 10 stone 8 right now. I've set my target again like, you know how you give yourself, like, what are you going to lose this week? I set it £4. I'm not actually going to lose £4, but you know, it's one of them things, you do it just to be positive, don't you? You just say, this is what I'd like to lose. So I can be down to 10 stone 4. And if I'm at 10 stone 4, then I can, and if I drop under my target, 10 stone 4 is bottom end of my target, then I'd like to aim to 10 stone. And then as soon as I get to 10 stone, I'm going to make that my new target. And I think I'd like to be able to achieve that by Christmas. I don't see why that's not plausible. I've got another couple of months. And I think I could do half a stone in 2 months. That's not unachievable. That's £1 a week. And so I'd like to be able to do that. Even if I get to 10 stone 4, so that's kind of like £0.5 a week, I'd like to be able to achieve that, because I feel I struggled when I was 10 stone 8 now, so I feel a little bit better. When I'm 10 stone 10 and then creeping up to 10 stone 11, I just feel I can't fit into size 12s, and I can only fit in my 14s, whereas when I'm 10 stone kind of 6, 7, I can fit into my 12s and my 14s, and I'd like to be 10 stone so I can just fit into my 12s. Just a little half stone off, I think that'll do me just right. As I don't need to kind of go too much slimmer. I think that'll be plenty fine, but it's just around my midriff, and I'd like to just take that half stone off. That would just help me out, because I don't feel comfortable at 10 stone 10, and there's not a lot of point having a target that when you're at the top end of it you don't feel comfortable. You may as well have, because you're supposed to feel comfortable, aren't you, in your target weight, and at 10 stone 10 I don't. I feel a little bit like, oh, can't really fit into my clothes, and I feel a bit bulgy, and I'm not quite that. So I reckon if I get to 10 stone, then I'll sit me right, because I can go down to 9 stone 10, isn't it? Is it 10 or is it 9 stone 11? 9 stone 11 or 10 stone 3, and that will be, I think that's perfect in my opinion. So I'll see how I go when I get there. I might feel good at 10 stone 4. Again, you see, if I feel good at 10 stone 4, then 10 stone 3 will be perfectly fine, and that's the top end of my target if I set it at 10. So I feel like, you know, I've wanted to be at 10 stone forever and I've not got there yet. But on the other hand, I've stayed in my target where I am right now, the 10 stone 7, you've got to bracket up and down. I've stayed there for quite a long time, so I'm not angry at myself for not getting to 10. I'm very proud of myself for coping with all of the different things I've had to cope with and still staying my targets. I'm proud of myself, but I would like my Christmas gift to me to be 10 stone and see 9 stone something. And I think even if I don't get there, I'll be closer to it. So I think it'd be useful. It'd be nice to be able to get to the position where I feel I'm somewhere where I'd like to be. Right, I'm going to pause here and I shall upload, and I'm going to see how I go over the half term. Might not be able to put together very many videos, but depends on how things go, but I will you know, upload as much as I can, and you know, if anything comes to me and I want to share, then I will do so. Okay, lots of love to everybody. I will see you soon. Bye.